Burkhart. Number 6, Kelly Andres. Number 7, Keegan Elver's daughter. Number 8, Sarah Helga daughter. Number 10, Shanice Monteith. Number 19, Anique Walker. Number 22, April Syme. Number 23, Daryl Bell. And number 25, Emily Vogler. And now for your Lady Cougars, the goalkeeper. Number 1, Malin Parsons. Number 3, Casey Davis. Number 6, Shelby Rowling. Number 7, Chelsea Pearson. Number 8, Claire Belay. Number 9, Jessica Sauer. Number 11, Becca Collar. Number 13, Kelsey Pelletier. Number 14, Nicole Corsione. Number 18, Steph Kolitz. And number 26, Taylor Marks. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Friday night, it was a 4-2 victory for the Columbus State University women's soccer team over Mount Olive in the season opener. The early test, though, comes here on this Sunday afternoon in Columbus, Georgia, as the Lady Cougars welcome in number 2 West Florida to the Walden Soccer Complex for game number 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Walden Soccer Complex on the campus of Columbus State University. Stephen Williams here with you alongside my partner, Tony Frankovich. And, Tony, we talked on Friday night. It was a good opener for them, a chance to work some things out and experiment, but the experimenting is over. It's go time now, and one of the best teams in the country here today to take on the Lady Cougars.
Good afternoon, Stephen. Good afternoon, everybody in America and around the world due to makeup of the team, both teams having international players. But there'll be no experimenting today. You know, this is a message game. And both teams respect each other, although West Florida coming as number 2, but they know CSU is a serious team, and they just might see each other down in a like 4th round. I'm expecting really, really tight game, and it's going to be very, very physical, and CSU have to be ready to match the physicality of West Florida.
Head coach Jay Inlick in his 11th season, Joe Bartlinski in his 15th year at the helm there in Pensacola, Florida. These two very familiar with each other, and CSU will take the field with the following starting 11. Malin Parsons will again get the start in net, the sophomore goalkeeper. Couple of changes, though, to the 10 field players. Coach Jay Inlick making some adjustments after Friday night's victory. His back line will consist of Shelby Rowling, Becca Calder, Casey Davis, and Jessica Sauer will get the start inside that back line. In the midfield, it will be Taylor Marks along with Steph Kolwitz, and then Claire Belay, who scored a goal on Friday night. She will get the start today in the midfield. And the forwards the same as usual. Nicole Corsione, Chelsea Pearson, Kelsey Pelletier up top, the three of them, as CSU goes back to a 4-3-3, their traditional look here on this Sunday afternoon. On the opposite side for West Florida, Emily Grammer will get the start in net, the sophomore from Panama City, Florida. Taylor Harbison along with Svenja Burkhart. Kelly Andrus along with Hugren Elversdottir, Sarah Helgadottir, Shanice Monteith, Anique Walker, April Syme, Daryl Bell, and Emily Vogler. The 11 out there in the blue and green of the Argonauts of West Florida. It'll be West Florida with the opening possession, working right to left as you look at it, and play is officially underway on this Sunday afternoon. What are some of the things you expect you have to see from Columbus State in order to get out of here with a victory today?
They need to close down their center forwards over there, especially Hugrun Elva's daughter. She is a really phenomenal player. She reminds me on Idur Gudjonsson, great Chelsea player. She plays exactly like him. She's very powerful, and she shoots from everywhere.
Here's a giveaway from CSU, and quickly Darrell Bell working, trying to cross one into the center, and will earn a corner kick for West Florida. Darrell Bell scored the third goal for West Florida. They had a 4-1 victory here on Friday as they took down Lincoln Memorial. They'll play it short and then send it in. And off the deflection, Malin Parsons will come out and get in. It was Monteith who kicked in across, and CSU in the right spot. So early, though, a bad turnover there and able to get away from it.
West Florida is going to play direct style. They're going to go one-on-one, line one straight to the goal. They're not going to try to build much, as they did. They're going to just go straight forward.
This West Florida program is in the midst of a phenomenal run down there in Pensacola. As Corcione tries to play it forward and through for Chelsea Pearson, cut off there. This West Florida team, the 2012 national champs at the Division II level. Last year, they came up one win shy of that. They got to the national championship game, but Grand Valley State was a little too much for them in the end, and West Florida finished as the national runner-up. Here's a throw-in that caused some problems for CSU for a moment. That was Elver's daughter that was going after it, and Shelby Rolling, CSU's best defender, was able to get to it first.
That's Shelby's assignment to mark Ty Elvis' daughter. They know that's main danger, and she's going to try to contain her and maybe match a little bit physical ability of Hugren.
Both of these teams 1-0-0 coming into this one with victories here on Friday. CSU getting 4 goals in the 4-2 victory over Mount Olive. Had some shakiness on the defensive line. Worked with a 3-5-2 style, and it was a little bit of miscommunication and some different styles that threw them off a little bit in that back line as CSU gives it away in the attacking third. Down the near side, this is Elver's daughter. This West Florida team has a little bit of an Icelandic connection to it. 3 players from Iceland, Elver's daughter one of those, Helga daughter the other, and then we'll see Irsa Ellert's daughter later on. All of them have spent some time in international competition. Elver's daughter played for the U15, the U17, and the U19 Icelandic national teams. An opportunity for CSU as this ball is headed around the box. Belay with the back touch there. Pearson able to keep it alive. Working on the near side of the field, working against an All-American there and Taylor Harbison. You see why she's so highly thought of in that back line.
It's got to be a quicker move there to beat her. That was a little bit in slow motion move. Chelsea can do better. She's a lot quicker than that.
This West Florida team lost a ton from last year. So many seniors that contributed to the great run that they've had on the national stage, but there are a few placeholders here that have kept things going, especially in that back line. Harbison, a 2012 All-American. She was the most outstanding player at the national championships last year. And then the other one back there in the back, Kelly Andrus, the senior from Jacksonville, a 2013 All-American, a 3-time All-Conference performer. And those two have only had 3 games between them combined in their 4-year careers that they didn't start. So they have been back there. They're battle-tested, and they'll provide stiff competition there for CSU's attacking third.
It's contrast of styles here. One is direct, playing very Scandinavian style, which West Florida plays, and CSU tried to play finesse from foot to foot, what we call toka-toka, try to play soccer a little bit.
Columbus State, it took them 26 minutes to get on the board on Friday night. It was Taylor Marks that did the damage, putting CSU up 1. They ended up giving up the equalizer later, took a 3-1 lead to halftime, added it to 4-1 before the 4-2 final. This is Pelletier going one-on-one against the defender Vogler, and Vogler took it away.
It's a lot harder to beat these defender than Friday. It's a different beast altogether.
These were the two marquee teams involved in this CSU Collegiate Invitational. There were 8 teams here, and these were the two most highly regarded out of the 8, including the 4 men's teams. These are the two with the most tradition. As that one's fired wide of the mark, a little high and right from deep by Shanice Monteith.
I think goalkeeper Marilyn Parsons is really aware of that this team, this West Florida team, will shoot from everywhere. Seems when they came to parking lot, they're about to shoot the ball.
Everywhere on the field is a scoring opportunity for them at this point. Cannot fall asleep on defense and can ill afford to have any bad turnovers. They've already had one, but they were able to get away from that effort.
Marilyn's a cool customer. She's a really cool goalkeeper, and she's going to concentrate on that.
Bell, the freshman from Sarasota, driving toward the net, will drop it off. Good save made by the defender. It was Becca Calder that slid in to keep that one away. This one fired on from outside the 18, off the foot of Syme. Will deflect off of a CSU defender and go wide for a corner, but Becca Calder keeping that one out of the net.
That was great. I mean, I don't know how that didn't happen to score on us, but, you know, we're going to take it. We can't afford any more of these. That was way too easy.
To the near corner, Helga Donner, one of that Icelandic trio, setting up for it. She'll swing one into the middle, going beyond the back post, got through everybody, and that one will roll over the line for a goal kick. So already a couple of defensive letdowns, though, from CSU, and fortunate to still see a 0 on the board.
Exactly. We overcommitted there, and there was no coverage after she got beat. It seems everybody was with cement boots there. You know, nobody converged on the ball to close down. So we are very, very fortunate that still is 0-0.
CSU with great forwards up top, although none of the 3 got in the scoring action on Friday night. Kelsey Pelletier did have a beautiful assist on a goal by Tori Hood. Taylor Marks was the only starter, though, that got into the scoring column for a goal. It was 3 reserves coming off the CSU bench, and that's one of the things, as we talked about on Friday, a big strength of this CSU team now is the strength of those players that are sitting next to Jay Itlick right now on the CSU sideline.
You can tell it's a very tight marking on our forwards from West Florida. They are very, very aggressive. But I think we can take advantage of that if somebody do fan out run and we play it deep behind them. And we have to be really concentrating on the ball and be comfortable under the pressure.
CSU called on the delayed foul there. Jessica Sauer running over the attacker. They let it play on for a moment. So a free kick, a set piece coming up. This was a spot in 2013 where CSU struggled a little bit. Set pieces, corners, and free kicks gave them a headache at times, but a more experienced bunch this year and a chance to try to right those wrongs from a year ago. Vogler hits this one into the center. Rowling got a head on it and keeps it out of the box.
Difference between their defending and CSU defending. Let's see this.
Stepped away by Rowling for a moment. Still alive in the box. Deflected out, and Pearson will have it on her foot just for a slight moment before a goal kick coming up.
They're a lot more physical. Like if that was free kick for CSU, they would be really shoving our girls and pulling them down and stuff like that, you know, off the ball stuff. Our girls were too nice, just standing next to him, playing too clean sometimes, you know. It's got to be physical contact there as well. Some, at least.
Claire Belay getting the start there in the midfield, helping battle for this one, able to try to win it away. Belay able to get a goal on Friday night in her first game back in over a year after redshirting last season. Here's an opportunity for West Florida again. This is Anique Walker off to Elversdottir. Shelby Rowling, as you mentioned, marking her one-on-one anytime she's near the 18, and that pass from Monteith with no runner to receive.
She can shoot, I can tell you. You know, you got to be as tight as possible on her and have second man as well covering that, because she shoots from unexpected situations. So Marilyn Parsons got to be aware of that.
Elver's daughter scored the first goal of the West Florida season in the 20th minute on Friday. She is just a freshman, and as we mentioned, played all that international competition. She was actually the captain of the U17 team for a couple of years there for Iceland. Scored 4 goals in international competition. As the foul coming up against West Florida now, that physical contact sets up a set-piece opportunity and almost like a corner kick coming up here from a little deeper.
This is our chance, you know. We didn't do too well on set pieces on Friday, but you know, set piece in one game you do it well. The other game, you know, could be bad. Hopefully, there's going to be a good opportunity for us to get ahead. It'd be huge for us to get one up, and it's huge confidence building.
Kelsey Pelletier set to sting this one into the center. Goes to the back post. Corsione got a head on it. It's coming back for a race here. Pelletier tried to backheel it off of the defender to set up a corner kick. The defender able to keep it in. Burkhart did a nice job. Now the counterattack coming. This is where CSU was burned on Friday night, was on counterattack opportunities. That pass a little too strong out in front of Darrell Bell, and Casey Davis tries to set up the counter going the other way. Not strong enough on the through ball there from Corsione, taken away. Harbison on the move. She'll swing one. Elver's daughter, the forward up. Bell looks to fire. Davis got a foot in the way. So far you can already see a much more talented side opposite CSU today. Friday night, they had a chance to experiment, do some different things, and maybe it allowed them to mentally let down at times. You can't do that today.
One time only, but hopefully that's going to be the only time.
Monteith driving forward. Plays it to Syme on the far side of the field. They're going to say Syme on the slide was the one that touched it over the edge, so another goal kick, but already Malin Parsons has been much more busy here in the first 12 minutes than she was in the 45 that she played Friday night. It's not very often you watch a team come into this place and outshoot the Lady Cougars. It does not happen very much. They outshot Mount Olive 28-6 on Friday, but right now West Florida with a 4-0 edge in the shot department on the scoreboard.
You know, that's expected. If you come as number 2 team in the country, you know, it's expected that you dominate this game against a relatively new CSU team and not quite respected in the polls at least.
This is CSU's 11th, or they have 11 previous top 5 matchups. They've played a top 5 opponent on 11 occasions. They picked up their first victory against a top 5 team 1 year ago. Last September, it was Armstrong that came in here as the number 3 team in the country. The Lady Cougars handed them a 2-0 loss, and that was the first time in 11 tries CSU had knocked off a top 5 opponent. They've actually played West Florida 3 other times when the Argonauts were ranked 2nd in the country. One of those times was last year in the season opener. They met in a invitational in Savannah, Georgia at Armstrong. CSU and West Florida, who was ranked number 2 at the time, played to a 2-2 stalemate through regulation, and then in the final seconds, literally the final seconds of that first overtime, it was a goal on the part of West Florida that broke the hearts of the Lady Cougars in that season opener. So a little bit of revenge on their minds maybe for those that played in that game a year ago.
If CSU pulled this one, this is going to be a really big message for the rest of the country. I hope they're going to start respecting this team as I do, as we know that how good they could be.
This one big throughout the South and the Southeast region, as these two teams expected to be near the top or at the top of their conferences. Good ball played by Corsione. This is Pearson with it. Pearson to the left.
Golazo.
Puts CSU on the board first.
I would like to scream in Spanish, goal! Goal, 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 goal!
Nicole Corsione finding the foot of Chelsea Pearson, who nets her first goal.
I had a faith in Chelsea. I've seen her a million times do it at youth levels, and she done it today. She didn't let down Coach Jay.
Those forwards didn't get on the board on Friday night, but they get on the board here on this Sunday.
The Lady Cougar goal was scored by number 7, Chelsea Pearson.
So a 15th minute goal for Chelsea Pearson from Nicole Corsione, and the Lady Cougars do have that 1-0 advantage that you were asking for early on.
It's different now to play, the different mindset. They're going to start feeling more comfortable, more relaxed, and they're going to believe in their abilities right now. But you got to give it to Corsione. This was phenomenal, world-class pass.
A chance now to maybe exhale a little bit, take some of the pressure off the shoulders, but by no means can you back off the accelerator. You must continue to attack because you know it only is going to ramp up if you're West Florida here.
They're bringing Hugrun Elversdottir down on defensive set plays, which I like it. You know, she got a long way to go to our goal. Every throwing or corner kick, she was down there.
This is Elversdottir right now trying to weave the way through, but CSU marking her tightly with several players, and that ball is just going to be a little too strong for Chelsea Pearson to run up underneath.
That was good coaching. Obviously, that was coach's instruction. They swarm on her when she had the ball.
You can see, though, Shelby Rowling, who generally plays at a center back position, she's just following number 7 in blue around. She's not going to go anywhere else.
We call that, back home, I remember we call that as a Band-Aid. You Band-Aid to that player. You stick to her like Band-Aid.
That's what Shelby Rowling's doing right now, trying to mark one of the top players in this part of the country and all of the country at the Division II level.
Coach Antlik had a faith in Shelby. He says she's the only one can do the job that he wants, the way he wants her to do it. He said that other ones might not be disciplined enough to stay with the player. It's kind of boring, you know, when you have to stay with the same man.
Shelby, though, the top defender on this CSU team and one of the best in the Peach Belt Conference. A 2-time all-conference performer in her first 2 seasons. Made the all-conference team as a freshman despite missing nearly half the year with a knee injury that ended her season.
From Ontario, a lot of great players came from Ontario, from Toronto area, and I remember when I coached against Canadian teams, a lot of great ethnic base over there.
A foul that time goes against CSU. It'll be on Becca Calder. Physical there, fighting with Daryl Bell. Grabbed at the shorts a little bit. And a nice job by Marks, just came and took it right off the foot of Monteith. Trying to play it through, not quite strong enough on the touch for Pearson. But now you see the game shifting a little bit. We spent the first 10 minutes or so in the West Florida half. Now we're spending the next 10 here in the CSU half.
Confidence is a very, very powerful thing. Now CSU feeling, yeah, we're just as good. We can play with them. And that's what they're exactly doing.
It was CSU that got on the board in the matchup between these two last year as Pearson hits one. Not a strong attempt from her there from the corner of the 18. A little wide of the mark.
She knows it, you know. She got caught in 2 minds, either shoot or cross, and she knew it. Casey was open in the middle, so she was disappointed with that.
That's the other difference from Friday. Your decisions today must come a lot quicker than they did against Mount Olive on Friday night. Becca Calder flying up from her outside back spot, plays it forward Corsione, and despite how fast she is, unable to get to that one. You get the feeling today also with the pace of play and the way this is going to go, it's going to come down to those 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th players that both sides bring off the bench that are going to play a huge role at some point today.
I know what you're talking about. It's 120 degrees here, you know, so it's very comfy.
Pelletier trying to track this one down, being defended by Burkhart. And a goal kick coming up. Our side judge saying that CSU was the last one to touch it, but so much pressure now from this attacking trio of the Lady Cougars.
I'm amazed about players here, especially in the South, playing in this heat. Europeans would melt.
They've been taking a lot of water breaks throughout the course of the day so far. This is the 4th game we've had on this field today, the 8th we've had in this weekend. We had 4 games on Friday as well. 2 men's games preceded this one, and then we had a women's game kick us off this morning at 10 a.m. here. Lincoln Memorial and Mount Olive, the opponents of these two on Friday. went head-to-head, and it was Lincoln Memorial picking up the 2-0 victory in the opening game of the day.
One really have to admire athleticism of these players. They're tremendous athletes, and I'm really a big admirer of this. I never played in here. Actually, I did in Florida, but this pace that they're playing right now, I hope they can go for 90 minutes.
This CSU West Florida group actually fortunate right now because they have some clouds overhead and they've had some cloud cover that's helped cool it off a little bit. The humidity hasn't changed, but the temperature dying down just a little bit for them here. It was quite hot and steamy, especially early this afternoon in the game right before this one.
Eckerd and University of Alabama Huntsville. It was a good physical game. I enjoyed watching it, and they too, they play very, very hard, and scoreline was very complimentary to University of Alabama, 3-0. Eckerd played good game. They missed their chances, and they paid for it.
CSU on the board first here, leading number 2 West Florida, 1-0, working in the 21st minute of action here at the Walden Soccer Complex in Columbus, Georgia. Stephen Williams, Tony Frankovich with you here on Cougar Sports TV. This is Corsione dribbling between everyone, finding Belay. Belay will hit one off the bar and over.
Bro, I love this. This is super play. They look for each other. Corsione could have taken that shot, and she was looking for open man. We almost got second goal.
And a difference from Friday night, Claire didn't hesitate. She got it on her foot, took a rip at it, and nearly dropped in her second goal in as many games.
That's a different Friday. They were expecting having so many touches to keep her going to say, just bring it on, come on in and score the goal. This time it's going to be bang, bang. They have to shoot at first touch, second or second touch.
This is Corsione working again.
This is what I'm worried a little bit.
Elversdottir trying to run it down, and there's Shelby rolling right on the mark. You won't see number 7 in blue without seeing number 6 in white as CSU gets called for the foul. Steph Kolwitz on the tackle, called for the foul by our head referee.
We got to be tighter, as I was mentioning over there. She turned and she played that straight to center forward. We have to deny service to Hugren.
West Florida getting the opportunity here. Coming from the near sideline, right in front of the CSU reserves. Monteith, the one who hits it. Bounce around, Kolwitz got a head on it, and Sauer will clear. So well done that time by the Lady Cougars. And now a counter opportunity. They couldn't connect on the pass, though. Corsione wins it back, and it's Pearson.
Well done.
To control possession. Nice job hustling back. Anique Walker, a good job recovering there, forcing the issue on Jessica Sauer.
They're going to challenge every single ball, every inch of this field. That's the nature of the team. That's their character.
And nothing easy on the pitch today for either side.
They're really predictable. We have to be really, really smart, but at the same time we got to work hard, deny that service. If there is surface, we got to be dropping, so we don't want to get caught flat-footed in the back.
Played toward the middle, deflected around. Kolwitz will control. Challenged in the midfield and taken away. Syme plays it forward, and now it's a foot race. Going after it is Darryl Bell, but no sweat for CSU as Malin Parsons comes out to get it.
They dial exactly what they're going to do. You know, it's a matter of whether you're going to be ready for it. There's no secret.
Can't be caught flat-footed because they will beat you in a foot race if you are. Corsione trying to get toward the box. Burkhart will force it over the end line, but CSU again with attacking pressure sets up a corner kick coming.
I love Corsione, man. She is a bulldog.
Tori Hood will come on for the first time in this match for CSU, the first reserve off the bench for the Lady Cougars. She'll come on in place of Chelsea Pearson. Chelsea with a good 24 minutes of action. She has the only goal in the match. Tori Hood had a very nice goal on Friday night off of an assist from Kelsey Pelletier, finishing off a cross with one touch. Taylor Marks hitting this one to the center of the box, deflected by Marks. Pelletier will track it.
Out of real estate there. I wish she can cut it back on her left foot, try left foot cross, because we have people in the box.
Deep throw coming up. She'll be rolling, as she so often does. Sets up to take this deep throw. They try to get it towards Corsione. It's too strong for her, though. The clearance finds Sauer, who's up from the back line. CSU's back line playing very far forward, so that's where they become a little susceptible to the counter opportunity. Here's Tori Hood, just off the bench, trying to play it for Pelletier. Was off target.
For me, there's a huge compliment to CSU that they're bringing everybody back defending, and actually good news for Jay. The Hugren Elva's daughter is down there defending in the box. You want her as far as you can from your goal.
Corsione gets it back. CSU controlling possession at the moment. Driving in, looking for something to do, but double teamed. And it's Svenja Burkhart that's right there on her. And a nice job shielding off the attacker. And I think they're going to stop play here for a water break with just under 20 minutes to go. So far, so good, though. Through 25 minutes, CSU a little rocky out of the gates. A couple of turnovers that didn't go well for them. A nice job, Becca Calder, keeping a first goal out of the net defensively. But then they've turned it around. What's changed from the first 10 minutes to now?
Goal. It's easy answer. Now they believing. All those jitter. Now they believing. We can play with them. Before game, I did spoke to some players. They were nervous. Obviously, you're always nervous before game. They were nervous, but, you know, this goal just changing totally different mindset for them. It would be huge if we were down 1-0. I don't know how we're going to react to that. It would be very, very difficult for us to play right now. But I think West Florida respecting CSU great deal now. And at the moment, CSU is better side on the field.
CSU getting the goal in the 15th minute. It was Chelsea Pearson off of a feed from Nicole Corsione, and Pearson, who put one into the back of the net 9 times last year in her sophomore season, has her first year of her junior year, as CSU has scored 5 goals in the first game and a half of this year and 5 different goal scorers for them. That's one of the things that Jay Entlick has this year, a variety and a large quantity of players that can put the ball in the net.
That's correct, but also, you know, game preparation. Obviously, CSU is prepared to the teeth to this game. They're ready to play. They know what they're doing. They know what they need to do. And everybody has right now, when they're about to restart, everybody got a man that's not like they were spread like 70 yards the other night. Now they are all tight, and they are really 3 center forwards putting in trouble West Florida.
Water break, as we've had throughout this entire day here at the Walden Soccer Complex. So much heat, so much humidity. So allowing the teams to just take a quick about 60-second to 2-minute rest, allowing them to get a little water, stay hydrated, not lose anything. Put them right back out on the field. So the clock stopped for a moment. It'll roll back again now, closing in on 19 minutes to go in this first half. CSU, the 1-0 lead. Elver's daughter serves one forward, but Parsons will allow it to roll right to her.
West Florida playing with the sweeper over there, and the other 3 defenders are men marking CSU 3 forwards. So actually it's everywhere on the field. West Florida doing men marking.
Monteith now. Taylor Marks, the one defending. That service again, although this one hit all the way to the net and on target, but Malin Parsons reaches up and makes the grab.
Good save. This was an easy save. This wasn't easy. She made it look easy.
The closer it got to the net, the more dangerous it looked. You saw it wasn't carrying high. It was coming back down. Elver's daughter tries to play one out wide. Helga daughter on the receiving end, but Becca Calder stopped the run, and CSU gets it back on the throw.
I like Marilyn Parsons. She's really calm and composed. That's what you need out of, especially a game like this, out of your keeper.
CSU making a pair of subs here. Shea will be on in the midfield for Steph Kolwitz. Kiana Nicholson in the front line in place of Kelsey Pelletier, and that's earlier much earlier than we saw Kiana on Friday night. She came in for just a few seconds in the first half before playing a decent minutes in the second and getting her first goal since 2011 after she took 2 years off.
Kiana is shifty player. She can make moves on these defenders. She got some really sweet cuts, and she can really use that aggressiveness of West Florida against them. It's easier to beat them when they are over-aggressive.
She's very good in a one-on-one scenario. Long throw looking for Elversdottir here. Casey Davis coming from that center back spot. Calder on a failed clear there. CSU, though, with plenty of numbers back, and now they'll counter. Sauer flying up the right side. Throws it forward, Nicholson. The last defender back was Finja Burkhart.
Wow, they got wide open man in the middle.
Didn't get it to her, though, as Sauer stopped the run. Now they go back into the center. Syme playing it forward. Calder getting in there. CSU squeezing the middle at the moment.
That's a foul.
Orsioni, a good job there. And the All-American Andrus picks up the foul.
Coach Bartlizzi doesn't mind these fouls. I'm sure that this is quality foul for them. Good foul in the middle, professional foul.
Challenge everything. Casey Davis will hit this one just beyond midfield. Wilby lets it go through, and Tori Hood had it scoot right by her. Now we'll get another sub. And this was one that played a big role in that first half. On Friday night, Mandy Janowitz in now in that front line. Nicole Corsione in. So brand new forwards for CSU from the start of the game. Janowitz, Hood, and Kiana Nicholson. And Janowitz, when she came in on Friday, was full of energy and made a lot of things happen very quickly.
I don't know what kind of depth West Florida has, but this changing of forwards, our first three forwards work very hard, and this may pay off a little bit later on.
This is Jay Entlich's style. It is starting group go 20, 25, even 30 minutes. Let them rest the remainder of the first half. Then they'll be right back out there with fresh legs to start the second. Likely to get one little small break in the middle of the second, and then they'll close the game out.
West Florida is prepared as well. Everybody has their own man, and also they're marking substitutions. Exactly, they know who's going to mark whom. They don't playing possession right back or anything like that. They basically playing with three marking backs and sweeper.
Anique Walker on the far side, off to Elversdottir, trying to go right back to her. Instead, it's turned over. Elversdottir goes to get it back. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Two sides concerned a little bit about the potential of some weather rolling through here at some point. Some clouds starting to sink a little south here into Columbus. The sun hasn't been out for the first time today. Throughout this entire game, it's been gone behind the clouds.
I like Elversdottir. Every time she touches, though, I like what we do. We ride on her. Everything is challenging. Every time she touches the ball, we are on her right away.
Shea Wilby, the guilty party there for CSU. A little shove in the back of April Syme. Joe Bartlinski calling for that foul just underneath us, below the tent. 4 fouls per side, 5-3 West Florida in shots. CSU, though, the advantage in the spot on the board that matters. The goal column, 1-0. Lady Cougars in front with under 14 to go in the first half.
So far, so good. There you go. That's what I was talking about. Now you got to pursue that.
Rolling gambled on it. Had it get through her. This is Bell. Couple of defenders in the way. They'll play it back to Elversdottir. Served into the center and deflected up and over the bar. There's some question as to who was it that touched it, but both.
Handball on West Florida.
Okay, they're going to say it was Walker that touched it. It almost looked like Shea Wilby was deflecting it towards the net there, but it went up and over the crossbar.
I think linesman was calling for handball on West Florida. He was pointing.
Calder scrambling to the near side. Walker chasing after it. Forced to the corner. And a foul going to come up against Becca Calder, I believe, trying to shield the defender off. This one's going to be right there in that corner. It will be a foul, though, because it will not come from the corner flag.
This is very, very dangerous play. CSU has to challenge that. They got to be more physical in the box. I see already some West Florida players wide open. They got to be physical with them.
Helgadottir, the one to take it from the near side, just inside the boundary lines. West Florida looking for the equalizer. Up in the air, Parsons punches it down. Wilby heads it away, and it's outside of the 18.
You got to put pressure on it.
Not clear just yet, and now it will be. The pass from Burkhart, too wide for Vogler, and so CSU does stop the effort on the set piece.
This style that West Florida played defensively with sweeper, deep sweeper over there, that's kind of old-time soccer. You know, when they play in 70s, 80s, you don't see it lately because usually it's flat line. What you do in old days, you would put one of your center forwards exactly on center back over there. So you're going to force that they mark two men marking one man, make her very uncomfortable. Right now she's very comfortable there, no pressure, but that one time.
And you can see it right now at the middle of the field. Harbison is marking Torrey Hood, Vogler marking Nicholson, and Andrus marking Janowitz. Svenja Burkhart is the sweeper that you're talking about at the back. She is the last line of defense.
We can take advantage of that, playing between these marking backs and her. Now we have a mismatch on this side if we can just switch it.
Janowitz kept it in the field of play over there on the side. The keeper, Grammer, coming out to clear it. Janowitz on the move, still with it, and finally cleared away. Syme just hits it over. There's that pressured attack there from the defense, coming up and forcing that one just to be sprayed over towards the sideline.
That was great work by Janowitz. You know, she was going, she just ran out of real estate a little bit there.
West Florida getting set to send on its first sub of this match, coming all the way here in the 35th minute.
What that tells you that they may don't have a quality depth on their team.
It's a bunch that big name on the national stage with what they've done in the last couple of years. And they're trying to keep that going despite all of the talent that they lost last year. They had a good freshman group that contributed a lot last year that comes back this year as sophomores. And then Elversdottir leading the way of this new class. This is Bell, another one of the freshmen, and a foul in the box is going to set up a penalty kick chance here for West Florida. Casey Davis a little strong on the foul. Takes down Daryl Bell, and it'll be one-on-one with Malin Parsons here. West Florida will look to tie this one at 1 with 9:51 showing on the clock.
That looked like innocuous challenge, but she got just enough of her to go down, and she didn't need to reach in there. She could just delay that.
Shanice Monteith, the junior from the Cayman Islands, set to take this kick. Parsons staring her down in the center of the net. Monteith goes right center, and we're tied at 1.
Textbook penalty kick, opened her body up and went on far side. That's really well taken penalty kick. Now we'll see. I mean, we're learning about this year's CSU. We're learning about West Florida. We'll see how CSU reacts now when game is tied.
1-1 where we stand, and Monteith will sub off. Trisha Gould, the junior from England, the one coming off, or rather on the field for the first sub. Claire Belay comes out of the midfield for CSU. Jackie Hellett, the senior from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, subs in for the first time.
One thing I don't like, sometimes when man who scores the goal has to go off. I mean, even if it's sub predetermined, I wouldn't pull her out.
So we're all square, back even, 1-1 here in the 36th minute after the penalty kick goal from Monteith. CSU held the lead for over 20 minutes, but no longer as it's tied at 1. And now Bell scrambling for that one, forced the pressure, And all Jessica Sauer can do is try to spray it over the end line, and they're going to say Bell actually had a piece of it, and so it'll be a goal kick coming up, so that's fortunate for CSU.
Jessica Sauer did very well there. That was a very dangerous ball, and they do have wheels up front. They can go. And they, not disguising everything, they go straight to the goal.
How does this half close? West Florida with the momentum in their favor now as we've watched this one seesaw back and forth. West Florida controlled the first few minutes. CSU controlled for a while, and now West Florida back holding the advantage. 1-1 the score. They play it out to the left. Gould plays it right back to the teammate, Helgedotter. Keeps it from going over the end line, looking for the cross. Finds the head of Bell, but Bell will head it wide right without much pace on it, and Parsons will grab it.
That was a good challenge there on the ball. That was contested. West Florida didn't have that much on Friday's game.
West Florida right now, the team that's a little quicker, getting to the ball. Elversdottir chips it wide left for Bell, but the offside flag put up across the way. A little too quick on the run that time by Darrell Bell.
Our back four getting tired a little bit. You can tell they're a little bit step slower than they were most of games. So because constant pressure that forwards putting on the back four of CSU.
This is the first big challenge for CSU. Mount Olive had their moments on Friday night, but did not challenge that back line too often. This is Janowitz, plays it into the center. Hellett can't connect with it.
Just a little bit behind her, didn't let her with that cross.
And now it's a wide open field out in front of West Florida.
Guess where they're gonna go.
Syme playing it forward, going for Bell. Calder will win the race to it though for Parsons. Another good crowd on hand, especially for a Sunday afternoon here on a hot day here in Columbus, Georgia. Good group across the way in the stands. Some guys, some of the athletes here at Columbus State standing along the fencing over there on the left.
Coach Jay was very unhappy with that challenge there because that gives giving chance to West Florida at the tail end of the first half.
Bell, who's been a problem here so far, dribbles into the box, looking to set it up, just could not find Elversdottir. A dangerous pass right through the center. And again, here we are at that spot where it's teetered back in the way of West Florida. Everything happening on their half of the field as it was when the game started.
Momentum definitely changed right now. Maybe it's a little bit fatigued, maybe even a little bit shaken confidence by CSU. But we'll see. There's plenty of time left.
Corey Abernathy, the sophomore out of Oklahoma, coming on up top, letting Darrell Bell take a rest. Bell played good minutes here in this first half, forcing the issue up top for West Florida. Now Abernathy will take her shot at it. They try to get it to Elversdottir. She's able to get it back on the far side of the field. Playing it across. Had it deflect around. May have caught the face there of Walker as it deflected by. Jackie Hellett right there in the center. A big target for CSU, but gave it away. Taylor Marks able to win it right back, though. Final moments of this first 45 minutes. A little over 5 minutes to go in half number one. CSU 1, number 2, West Florida 1.
I'm really impressed with the center forward, Hegren Elversdottir. She went back and she had that ball away. She's a very active player, different class, definitely.
Too far out of the reach of Kiana Nicholson into the West Florida bench. CSU scoring the first goal in the 15th minute. Chelsea Pearson put that one in. West Florida getting theirs off a penalty kick. Monteith scoring the goal. Tying us at 1. That was in minute 36. Ashley Miller on in place of Tori Hood up top for CSU.
It's Gould. She doing very well since she came. Gould is very dangerous right now.
Shelby rolling the last line of defense there, just hitting that one over the sideline. Elversdottir will get it in the near corner. Working on rolling again, who just marks her everywhere she goes on this field. They'll throw it quickly back in, though. Nice job by West Florida to get that one and get the quick throw in. Set up Elversdottir for one of the rare chances without Shelby standing right there in front of her.
First time she had that. On Friday, she had plenty of chances. She was shooting from everywhere, and that was dangerous shot she took. You got to give it to Coach Joe Bartlinski. That his team is very fit, very, very fit.
Remember, they're not subbing in nearly as much as CSU is right now. He's only made a couple of subs. Most of his field players have gone the duration of this first half. We'll see if that causes them to wear down a little in the second. CSU foul coming up there in the midfield with under 3.5 to go.
I see some hands on the hips on CSU players. I don't see any on West Florida. So it might be a little bit ominous sign.
CSU perhaps needing to get to the locker room a little bit more than West Florida is here with over 3 minutes to go in this first half.
We got to step up.
This one hit well, but high and wide off the foot of Emily Vogler. Struck it well, just the trajectory a little off.
This first time Hugren coming out, or no.
She was going to come out. I'm with you. She was on her way out. Instead, Gould will come out, who just came on. And instead, they'll put Georgia Bailey in place of her, the Jamaican international player. Played a couple of times with the Jamaican international team, U17 and U20.
She gave a nice smile to Coach because she was first having frowning face. Nobody wants to come out, Not big-time players. And she was smiling when she knew she's coming, she's staying in. It was just tactical adjustment where he wants her. He wants her, I think, playing as left forward.
CSU not controlling possession at all right now. A lot of just kicking the ball around the field. Casey Davis trying to settle things down, trying to play over the top. Here's Jackie Hellett. They've got one-on-one here with Burkhart. Burkhart trying to keep it alive, able to do so, it looks like. She was able to throw it over the sideline, but CSU nearly had an opportunity for a 2-on-1 there.
You as good as the other team allowed you to be. And they exactly putting pressure on CSU right now.
A minute 30 and change in this first half. 1-1. These two teams have played to a stalemate for the first 43, nearly 44 minutes.
Great ball.
Ball alive in the middle. Shea Wilby got a head on it. Grammer will come out and grab the deflection.
It was just grazing that ball. That should have been Heather with confidence. She has size to do it. That should have been done much better there. That was great, glorious opportunity, I think, to score the goal.
CSU small in the midfield with the starting lineup, but a couple of the reserves that they bring in the midfield have some good height to them. Shea Wilby and Jackie Hellett. Both of them with some good size to them, offering a new dynamic. Down to 45 seconds. The seconds tick away here on this first half of play. It's been very even throughout. Both sides have had their moments where they've controlled the pace of play. West Florida at the beginning and the end. CSU right through the middle.
West Florida is very good winning first and, more important, second ball. They're winning that second ball, and that's the one that you can do something with the ball.
Calder plays it forward, down to near 15 seconds to go. West Florida will play it back to Grammer. Nicholson will force it. Potentially one more opportunity here with under 10 seconds to go. Miller trying to run it down to the far side. She'll look for a quick throw, but we're going to head to the locker room. 1-1 after 45 minutes of play. Columbus State 1-0 on the year. Number 2, West Florida, also 1-0 in 2014. And right now they've played to a 1-1 stalemate through a first half of action, but we watched the momentum shift. It was all West Florida early on, a couple of really early good chances for them. CSU then got out in front on a great ball from Corsione to Pearson, and then West Florida surged back and kind of controlled things for the final 10-15 minutes.
They did, but this momentum may swing. Same thing in second half 2 or 3 times. It's very, seems to me, emotional game. Both teams want to win this game. and I'm excited about second half. See what's going to happen when legs are a little bit tired. See who has it more. Whether Jay Entlick going to get a good plan when he sub these players and they are ready. Second half he's going to have fresher players, and maybe West Florida that didn't make many subs maybe going to wear out, or they are just physically fit to play 90 minutes.
Chelsea Pearson with the CSU goal. Shanice Monteith on a penalty kick. The equalizer for West Florida. 1-1 our score at the half. They'll head to the locker rooms for the halftime break. We'll take the break with them here on Cougar Sports TV. CSU at number 2, West Florida, tied at 1. Stephen Williams and Tony Frankovich back here with you on Cougar Sports TV. We're at the Walden Soccer Complex in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus State 1, number 2 West Florida 1. After a half of play, you look down at some of the first half stats, 11-3 in the shot department, but we talked all half about Shelby Rowling and the man-on-man marking she was doing with the great attacker of West Florida, Hugren Elversdottir. Elversdottir only able to get off one shot in that first 45 minutes, so big advantage there and a job well done for Shelby Rowling.
It's not just Shelby Rowling, there was the other girls swarming on her, denying her that opportunity to shoot at the goal. When the one shot that he took, it was tough angle. Although she does have a power to score anywhere from 30 and 35 yards, but we did a really great job on her first half.
CSU got its only goal back in the 15th minute from Chelsea Pearson. She scored off a pass from Nicole Corsione. Made it 1-0 in the 36th minute after a CSU foul in the box. Shanice Monteith converted on the penalty kick, tied the match at 1, and that's where we will start the second half as CSU puts out its original 11 to start off this second half. Pelletier, Corsione, Pearson up top. Belay along with Kolwitz and Marks in the midfield. Sauer, Davis, Rowling, and Calder in the back line, and Malin Parsons in the net for CSU. 1-1 where we stand, the final game of 8 here at the CSU Collegiate Invitational on the opening weekend of Division II soccer.
Second half definitely is going to tell us where these two teams are, where they at physically, mentally, technically.
CSU put in quite a few subs, especially up top during the first half. They took all 3 of their starting forwards out, put some reserves in their place. Now they get those 3 starters back in that attacking line. So we'll see if they have some fresh legs to go after it here early in this second half. On the opposite side, West Florida spent most of the time with the same 11 on the field. So do weary legs set in at some point, or how fit are they? We're going to find out. Playing it forward, Elversdottir trying to track it down. That time it was Casey Davis that was staying with her on that play, not Rowling. And CSU will get the throw.
Of all 3 forwards, Bell was to me most dangerous on West Florida. She was really giving us a lot of trouble.
Bell got off 4 of the 11 shots, and it was Bell that drew the penalty kick as well.
That was a really naive penalty kick that we gave it away. We challenged that ball when shouldn't be challenged, just delay and let help come, because 2 of our players were around the ball.
Malin Parsons, the choice to go back in the net here in the second half. She came out after just 1 half of play on Friday night, as the foul will come up from behind against West Florida. April Syme commits that one.
Both of us were talking about that goalkeeper situation is unresolved. Yeah, they're about to earn their spot, but the way she played first half, I think she earned to play second half. In my book, I think that Jay thinking same way.
Dangerous ball put into the box here, kept alive, and finally cleared out. Kolwitz a little shaken up in the box. Play continues, though. She hops up to go get it. It's still loose and finally cleared by Andrus. Steph Kolwitz was shaken up for a second, but the minute she saw that ball rolling right to her, she's good.
She
hopped right back up.
Almost looked like a world-class play there. Backed heel it to Corsione.
Now we've got a stoppage. I think they are going to come off the field because of a lightning delay maybe. They had some storms potentially sinking into the area, and so it looks like with 42:23 on the clock, they are going to send the teams off the field. CSU heading into the clubhouse, into the locker room, and kind of a tough way to watch this one come to a close at the moment, at least for the time being. They'll stop it here.
Did it occur to you that we are the highest people on this stadium?
Hey, as long as we're inside a building, I'm okay with it. But apparently some lightning in the area is going to force this one into a delay for a moment. We'll leave the feed up here for you, but we won't talk your ears off for however long this delay goes, unless you would like to do it by yourself. I don't think I'm going to try.
Well, you know, I would like to tell about Coach Jay. You know, it's very, very fortunate for Columbus to have such a high caliber coach. And everybody wondering, why he's still in Columbus, since he has a lot of offers from U.S. national teams, also from other top Division One. It has to come for this area, which is quality of life. He has 4 kids. They play soccer, and its quality of life is really good in Columbus for him, and he's very, very happy here. And we are very fortunate that he is here.
1-1 where we stand. It is a weather delay happening here for Columbus State in West Florida. So while they take the break, we'll take the break as well. We'll keep an eye on how things are going. 1-1, though, where we stand in this weather delay. 42 minutes and change still to go here in Columbus.